Now that we've covered some of the basics of weldments and also sheet metal parts, let's get started on a simple project. So let's start a new file using the part inch template. Now I'm going to start a sketch on the top plane and we're going to create a rectangle. Now the rectangle is going to be 5 by 8. This is going to be the base for whatever box we design. Now I'm going to use the convert to sheet metal option because I want to explore some of the other things that we can do with it. Let's go ahead and make this 5 tall and let's say OK. Now we're going to go to our sheet metal tab and we're going to say convert to sheet metal. We're going to select the bottom face. We're going to make sure that the bend edges we collect are only the bottom edges on the short side. And you'll notice that it's going to use the default radius. And when we scroll down, we want to make sure that we select keep body. We're going to leave all the defaults in place with one exception. We're going to tighten up the corners, which we don't really need to do in this case, but I don't like the default value of 0.078. I'm simply going to put in 0.5. We don't have to worry about a corner relief because these edges aren't going to have any specific corner reliefs. We can go ahead and say OK. So the reason I wanted to leave the original base there is because I'm going to use convert to sheet metal and I'm going to select the top face, edges to select, and this time I'm going to deselect keep body. Again, we're going to use the default value of 0.8 that I entered, 0.8 for the radius. We're going to tighten up the corners. Again, we don't need to, but these are the parameters for the sheet metal part. So it's going to be the default value going in. And we want to go ahead and before we say OK, we want to zoom in on this. And instead of doing a reverse thickness, let's go ahead and turn that off and see what we get. So you can see that this face falls directly inside of the other face. It might be hard to see. Maybe if we look at it in front on, you can see that the red body is the original converted body, and this body is falling just inside the line. So this is kind of a neat feature. We can use the original solid body to create both sheet metal parts. So you notice that now we have a sheet metal body that falls inside of the other one. In order to see this, we can expand the display pane, expand the cut list, and we can turn one of the bodies transparent, so that way we can see through it. Now there are a few things that of course we need to handle at this point, just to make these things line up nicely. We can put some fillets on the corners, in the top and the bottom of both pieces, but then they should line up fairly nicely, and then we can get started on some details. So from our feature tab, I'm going to go into fillet, and the default radius value that we used was 0.08. So let's put 0.08 on this outside edge and see if it lines up. So you can see here that it doesn't line up because the 0.08 is the default bend radius, and that's the bend radius on the inside of our part. We also have an 0.8 thickness, so if we put this fillet value at 0.16, that should give us the same fillet profile as the outside corners. So let's go ahead and place this on all external corners on the first sheet metal part we created. Now we can say OK. So you can see that lines up nicely. Next, we're going to select this body and we're going to hide it, and we're going to place another fillet. We're going to place this one on the bottom corners. Now if we zoom out, you see that we have some options. We can use the quick select to grab all 4 of those corners and say OK. So now if we show the hidden sheet metal body, you see that we have 2 sheet metal bodies. Both now have filleted corners and that nicely and easily match. But if we take a quicker look at the bottom, you notice that the 0.16 fillet value on the bottom doesn't match. And that's because this is an internal fillet. So we simply select this, we'll zoom out and double click this fillet value, change it to 0.08. Now when we zoom in, you see that it fits nicely. So it's a good time to go ahead and save this file because we've gotten the base done. So we'll say save, and we'll save this as sheet metal example. And we're going to use the number 1 after the fact. As we go through these examples, it's a good idea for us to use numbers after each save. That way we can go back and try something new or try something different at any point in time. Of course, you can always roll the feature tree back, but it's a good idea to have clean versions of each file. So moving forward, we need to decide how we want to actually hold this together. We can make some tabs and some bolt holes on certain edges. And realistically, it would make sense to have at least 1 tab on each side of the top and then some tabs at the bottom to hold the box in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by hiding this body, and I'm going to plan out where to put some tabs. So we're going to go up into sheet metal, and we're going to use edge flange, and I'm going to select the inside edge. Now, as we're looking at this, I need to assess a few things. Now, the original sheet metal part that we used lines up perfectly on the outside. So that means we have 0.08, and really this face needs to line up down here. So we have some options. There's some default radius values that we can use. There are some default profiles and default angles, and everything that's currently set to default is fine. But we do want to modify a few things. First off, we're going to change the flange length to be 1 inch. Next, we want to modify the flange position. We have material inside, we have material outside, we have bend outside, we have bend from virtual sharp, and then we have tangent to bend. You'll notice that as I go to tangent to bend, I get an offset option. Now I can offset this 0.08 and I can reverse that value. So now this flange is offset inward 0.08 so that the inside face of the other solid body should now line up with this. Now, before I OK this, I want to modify the profile as well. So I'm going to modify the flange profile. I'm going to drag these inward, and then I'm going to right-click on this line, select midpoint, and then I want to make sure that it lines up with the middle of the solid body. For now, I'm going to drag this to a secondary window to give us a little bit more room to see. So you notice that it's not letting me select the origin, but if I try to draw a line that's for construction, it's not letting me snap it to the origin. But what it is letting me do is snap to some of these points down here. So I'm going to go ahead and snap to that point and snap to the midpoint of my line. And then I'm going to make this line horizontal. And you'll notice that I'm looking at it in this instance and it's trying to snap to horizontal, but it's giving me an error. And that's because the closest area to this one is going to be vertical. Now, while it did look like it's horizontal in this instance, as we look at the coordinate system, the short line is X and the long line is Y. So now what we've done is we placed somewhat of a midpoint constraint. It allows us to move this in and out and keep it the same width. So we can add dimensions. For instance, if we want to make this tab 1 inch wide and we want to modify its overall height, let's say 0.75. We've now created a small tab. We can bring our dialog box back over and say finish. So you can see what we've done is we've created a tab that allows us to sit on the inside of the other solid body. Just to make sure that we're doing this properly, let's go ahead and show it, do a section view, and make sure that everything lines up appropriately. So as we look at it from the front, you can see that it does line up fine. And of course, we could add a little bit of extra distance in there for some tolerance. And it's a good idea, especially when dealing with sheet metal parts, to have a little bit of flexibility there. But for the purposes of our video, we're going to go ahead and leave it as if it's an exact fit. The next thing we can do is we can try to mirror this. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. We're going to select mirror. We want to select our plane. In this case, we're going to select the right plane. The feature to mirror is going to be the edge flange, and we're going to say OK. So you notice that even though it's a pretty specific sheet metal feature, we modified the profile, added a bunch of parameters, it still was able to modify that so that it could create the flange on the other side. Just to be sure, let's go ahead and flatten this. Now you notice it's not showing a solid body in the flatten. Now, I wonder why that is. Let's go into the flat pattern, and you'll notice that we have 2 separate solid bodies. Now it doesn't know which one that we want to flatten unless we select it. So we can select the body we want to flatten, or we can come into the flat pattern, we can right-click, and we can unsuppress it. So this is a common problem when you're dealing with multiple sheet metal bodies. You have to determine which one you want to flatten and which one needs to stay folded, because it's not going to flatten both of them. We can also right-click on the body inside of our cut list folder and select Flatten and exit Flatten. But so far, everything's working how it should. Everything lines up perfectly on the inside. So this is a good time to save, and again, this is going to be saved as Sheet Metal Example 1.